All right, let's start this show right on time. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs, from Laser Bob in 1987 at Seattle's and Bellevue's Silver Platters. There I was, proudly holding up Out of Africa, coming out on Laserdisc. Yes, this picture adorned the Sunday calendar section, and here I'll give you a special treat because you've never seen it before. Look, here's the actual photo, and I had to crop it. You can't really see it, but there's an Ed Harris movie right there that's a German Nazi movie. And I had to crop that out of the picture, so
nice beginning.
I don't get demonetized. But I'm Robert Meyer Burnett, and this is Let's Get Physical Media, episode 170. Thank you, imagination connoisseurs, for joining us. But as always, I am your pharaoh of physical media. But look at the difference between these two people. That's life, man. Before, after. I don't know. That's a lot of mileage. I'm just saying. And you don't come here to watch me. You don't come here to hear from me. You know why you come here. I know why you come here. The world knows why you come here. You come here for one man, a legend, a man who doesn't even live in one of Germany's biggest cities. He lives in a city you'd never heard of until you came to this show. That's right, Saarbrücken, Deutschland, and it's our beloved Mr. Dieter Bastian.
And I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here I am, Rocky like again, and welcome to the B&B Motel for, a Saturday show. I asked my manager, can we do it Saturday? Because Sunday would be fine, but I have early shift on Monday, and it's always nice to have a free bag so I can sleep in tomorrow. And my manager said, yes, okay, we can do it Saturday. So that's nice playing out for me. And Rob, I'm
Wait a minute, wait. Manager? You asked your manager?
Aren't you my manager?
Am I? Am I your manager?
And Rob, I'm bummed out because in the United States of America, you have the opportunity to see Terrifier 3 this week. I unfortunately have not, because I have to wait 3 weeks until the new Clown Prince can tear up the German box office. I know we are a little too early, but I hear some rumblings. There could be an upset at the box office, considering the two jokers or the two clowns.
Well, it's funny that you say that. Would you like to hear from Would you like to hear from Deadline?
Oh, he has a report out already?
There's a report out because this is this is terrible. This is terrible. Anthony D'Alessandro, let me take you. So this is of course from Deadline this morning.
Okay.
Clown versus Clown. Terrifier 3 shows teeth with 17 to 18 million. As Joker 2 posts record drop for DC character picture. In one of the year's second best triumphs for indie genre cinema after Neon's Long Legs, Cineverse's under $5 million investment, Terrifier 3, is screaming to an estimated 17 to 18 million 3-day after an $8.2 million Friday. There's even a school of thought that this movie could go way higher than that after a B cinema score, which is very high for a horror movie, by that moviegoer pollster. This is a great win for Cineverse boss Chris McGurk, whose last streak of #1 movies was during his reign as MGM vice president and COO during the early aughts, with movies such as Die Another Day, Legally Blonde, Amityville Horror, the reboot starring Ryan Reynolds, Jeepers Creepers, Barbershop, and even the Steve Martin-led Pink Panther. Similar to Longlegs, a thrifty, focused marketing campaign was executed. Some rival studios, and you know who you are, might say that they to execute low-budget P&A campaigns that zero in on specific demos. In those cases where those movies come up short at opening, it simply boils down to whether the marketing materials were strong enough, period. Terrifier 2 developed quite the cult following in its theatrical and post-theatrical, and what's going on here with Terrifier 3 is one of the oldest tricks in the Hollywood rulebook. Noticing the popularity of an IP in the home ancillary markets of one sequel, then doubling down on the next installment. Look at Austin Powers 1 and 2 and John Wick 1 and 2. Post-track audiences gave Terrifier 3 4 stars, with a 76% positive and 59% definite recommend. So there you go.
That's
this
great
is really,
to hear.
this is really bad. Warner Brothers' second weekend of Joker Folie à Deux is posting an 82% free fall, with around a 6.7 million to 7 million per industry estimates. That's the absolute worst hold for a DC character movie in history of the brand on the big screen. Triple note, James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Studios did not steer or shepherd Joker 2. The Joaquin Phoenix Lady Gaga R-rated musical is even getting kicked out of number 2 by a certain cartoon robot, DreamWorks Animation and Universal's Wild Robot, and also out of third by Warner Brothers' own Beetlejuice. This drop isn't a shocker, as we saw Joker 2 doing worse than the second frame of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's The Marvels. Joker is worse than The Marvels, which was the worst hold for that Disney labels movie. Joker 2's second weekend drop is steeper than the previous worst drop for DC, summer 2023's The Flash. It's also more severe than the second weekend of 2021's The Suicide Squad, which, remember, had a theatrical day-and-date release with HBO Max.
Hey. Are we the only two, Rob, that like Joker fully?
No, there are other people. There are other people. But
a very small community.
The thing is, it's not a bad movie.
No, not at all.
It's beautifully made. It's just...
Yeah.
It's not what anybody wanted from it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, which in a way is a meta commentary on the whole thing. So, there you go.
And speaking of Terrifier 3, Rob, I have a letter from Paul Allen Brunotto. And he asks us, when are horror movies too violent? Hello, Rob and Dieter. Hope you both are well. So this letter's topic is when are movies too violent? When Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho was first released in 1960, it was considered shocking for its time, and it was not soon after Herschel Gordon Lewis came out with Blood Feast in 1963, followed by 2000 Maniacs, A Taste of Blood, Wizard of Gore. Then in 1980, Maniac and Cannibal Holocaust were released that really shocked audience, followed by Friday the 13th film series, and decades later, the Saw movie franchise. Hostel 1 and 2, Martyrs, Serbian film, and now Terrifier trilogy. When is too much violence really too much? I know these kinds of movies cater to a certain kind of audience, gorehounds, and I understand that. I know you, Rob and Dieter, enjoy these movies too, but is there a line that shouldn't be crossed considering violence in horror movies or not? Wondering what you both and the live chat think of this. As always, catch you later. Paul Allen Brunotto. Well, Paul, I think for me the horror genre is great because you have all those different kinds. But speaking on the subject of violence, Terrifier is not for everybody. That is totally correct. But I'm down for it. And like I said, if you do a slasher, what did I told you, Rob? You have to have memorable kills in it. And the first Terrifier for me was fine. Was nothing special, so I had no idea how much of a cult following Art the Clown would get. But there was one kill that I always would remember, even if it weren't for Terrifier 2 or 3 in that first one. So for me, I'm really looking forward what number 3 holds in store for me. And considering some press, people are walking out of Terrifier 3, by now you should know what you are getting with the Terrifier movies. I can see people walking out of the substance not knowing what to expect of that movie. But by Terrifier 3, you should know what you're getting. The other movies that you mentioned, Paul, like the Saw franchise, I'm just taking out the first Saw. Some people say it started the torture trend. But considering Saw, there was a story to the people that got tortured in some way. While Hostel for me is torture porn. Some people just paid to torture people. But when it comes to Saw, there is a story behind why Jigsaw is torturing those people. And it wasn't always torture in the first one. If you remember the beer trip scene, she had to dive into another person's body to pick out the key. So it was actually no torture for her. It was just the time pressure to get to the key out of somebody else's body. So there is, of course, a level to violence. But for me, considering Terrifier, I'm totally there for it. But that was what makes horror for me great. You have all those different variations to it. Rob, is Terrifier too violent?
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I watched Chris Stuckman's review of it, and he said that any semblance of Art the Clown being nice to people is out the window. There's no sympathy for anybody in this movie, no matter who they are. Now, I would say this, because my whole life I've been hearing the debate about violence and horror and what's appropriate.
And you made the Hits Run Red, who got you even cut that down.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, it really comes down to tone. Like the thing is, there is, like last night I was on with Cinema Gulp and Kat on their show talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a fairly bloodless movie, but what makes it what it is, the tone of it, it's unrelentingly realistic. It's got peak verisimilitude. There is no distance, there's no fantasy element, even in the Saw movies, which I quite like, especially the first three. Like you were pointing out, there's a story, there's a plot, and the fantastical traps and everything that Jigsaw does, you have a distance, the audience is distanced through the tone. You watch a movie like, The Exorcist, relentlessly realistic. So the horror about what's happening, the corruption of an innocent girl, is a lot more emotionally devastating to an audience because of how it's played, because of its realism. And I would say, look, there are two movies I recommend as a double feature: Inside and Martyrs. The Inside is brutal and it's terrifying, but it also, the overall idea of it amuses me. You know, you have one woman who believes that another woman who is about to give birth, that woman who's about to give birth, the baby inside her belongs to that other woman. And that other woman will stop at nothing to get it. Now, that premise itself puts a smile on my face. I want to see what happens. And so do you if you haven't seen it. And thank you, Second Sight. But our beloved Second Sight, where's Martyrs, buddy? Not to look a gift horse in the mouth. But I think that tone is very important in terms of horror. And the thing about Terrifier, even the way it's shot, and it looks like Stuckman commented that it's beautifully shot, but it takes place at Christmas, and you have like this descent into hell where you have all these kills. As much as, you know, I don't want people to die in the world, but in a slasher movie, there is an element of the fact that it's this over the top.
Yeah.
People
absurdity.
Yes. Yes. And while there's a lot of people that can't delineate, look, we live in a society now where nobody has a sense of humor. Nobody can laugh at themselves. Everybody takes themselves way too seriously. So maybe the pendulum's going to swing and people are going to be like, that Terrifier 3 shouldn't exist. Whatever. I think that as a jaded horror fan from way back, everything is about tone. And I prefer, you know, I think Martyrs is some kind of a masterpiece. Would I want my mom to watch it? No, I wouldn't. But when I was watching it, the first time I watched Martyrs, because I'd heard about it and I'd read interviews about it. And I'm like, what is this movie even about? I had no idea. Why is it called Martyrs? No idea. I was blown away watching that movie. My jaw was on the floor. Yeah. Same thing.
Always twists and turns. You didn't know where it was going.
I had no idea. I'm like, what is happening in this movie? And then I couldn't believe it. All the way up to the very end of the movie, my jaw was on the floor. I loved it. But even that movie had a point. There was something going on. There was an interesting plot when you realize what's happening, what they're trying to do, and where it all goes. So I think that's what it really comes down to. Can movies be too violent? Look, it really depends. Like, for instance, the one thing in a movie that I've never been able to watch, that I couldn't watch, the one thing that I've never been able to get through is Monica Bellucci's rape in Irreversible. Yeah. There's nothing about rape of any kind that I find palatable in any way. It's really difficult. Sexual violence against women is really difficult for me to watch. It's just that's my line, and I have never seen anything like what Gaspar Noé did in that movie, and I can't watch it. It's the ones I can watch all of a Serbian film, and that movie's fucked up, more fucked up. But it's the tone of what's going on in Irreversible. I can't deal.
That's totally right, Rob, what you're saying, the tone for the movie. One of your greatest finds for me this year, still one of my favorites, is the coffee table. Considering what's happened, it's never really shown. So it's really done, hold back for me. But it is still one of my favorites, Rob, for this year, the coffee table.
Well, it's audacious.
But it's done with the right tone, like you said.
Yeah, and I've seen movies that are their tone is unbalanced, because if you're going to watch a gore fest, like, it's a clown, it's a clown, and I know that there's allusions to John Wayne Gacy and all of that, but it's still, it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
and for me, it's just great that, considering the budget, the movie is already making bank just after the first weekend.
Well, yeah, and I think that obviously it's like, it's sardonic humor. It's like what Trey Parker and Matt Stone can do so well, like the sex scene with puppets in Team America. If you watch the uncut scene, and there are, you could say there are people that are sensitive. I mean, there's human beings have done far worse things in real life than Art the Clown's ever done to anybody on a movie screen. And at least in Terrifier, there's a final girl that you were rooting for. Yeah. It's not just this inhuman horror where you're just killing people, and the tone of it, like Cannibal Holocaust or something. It's not like that.
No.
So it's a tone, to me, it's a tonal issue. But look,
and I think it's great that Damien Leone still sticks with his franchise. He still is the shepherd of it. He's not giving it away to other people. So that's always great to have him still as the head of those movies. And considering, Rob, the right tone without showing anything, I did showed you a movie recommendation that I watched this week. Les Chambres Rouges, a.k.a. the Red Rooms. The Red Rooms. Have you seen it, Rob?
I hear it's great.
It's great. It's about a court trial serial killer who is framed for murdering 3 girls, and he recorded it and put those videos on the dark web, But the videos are never shown, Rob, So it is one of those movies where, when the director says, we didn't show it because it all plays in your head, in this movie it works. But it's actually not really completely about the court trial. It's about Kelly Ann, who is just watching the trial. She's interested in the trial, and I wouldn't give anything more away, Rob. And it starts totally great, Rob, with a one take where you have the DEA and the defendant just going with you through the case that you're about to witness. But it's only playing, I would say, 30% in the court. The rest is outside. Just go in blind, Rob. It's a French-Canadian movie. I heard about it, and it totally lived up to its reputation. Because there's some nice what the fuck moments, Rob, in it. Too.
Well, I can't wait.
Yeah, totally recommend, Rob. But you have, unfortunately, there's no Blu-ray out in France. There is a Blu-ray, but as always, Rob, no English subtitles. And I think there's a Chinese bootleg, so you have to purchase this digitally at the moment, Rob. But I totally can recommend you watch Red Rooms.
Oh, I definitely will. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's a French Canadian, and she delivers a great performance in it.
Well, it's good.
So totally a big recommendation. And Rob, let's start with the cliffhanger that I left you on last week with my package or my scam that I had, that I was going through. But I learned through the live chat, Rob, we'll get to that later, that on our show, it's not called anymore we are being scammed. It's called we are being beamed. You know, I was beamed last week, Rob. And this week, I got the replacement disc, and with shaky hands, I opened it to see, did I get beamed again? No, actually, Rob, I did get the title. And this is from Italy. Rob, I got this one.
What?
Pink Floyd, The Wall, as a limited edition from Italy. It did get a release this year, Rob. I stumbled across it per accident. I thought, what
was that on? Is that on Amazon?
Yeah, Rob, don't wait for not order it, Rob. Not order it. Because, like you said, I show the insights immediately. But considering we love the swag, the most important thing is, of course, the picture quality. It's okay, but it's not the one that we would love to have. The sound is great, but the picture quality is probably not much better than the
I've got two versions of Pink Floyd. Well, but you know there's news about this.
Okay.
So Pink Floyd has sold their entire catalog to Sony. They sold all of their, which means that Roger Waters no longer has control over the wall. And Sony's very good at physical media.
Didn't Sony put out a DVD back in the day?
They did. I have it.
Yeah, me too. So, Rob, but I stumbled across it, and this is not cheap. This was really expensive to get, even if it was price reduced. So let me just see. So it's a little bit like a media book.
Okay.
In it, where I have here the media book part, of course. It's written in Italian, of course. We have the media book part. And I watched it this afternoon just to see how the quality is. You know, you have a lot of specs. You have the black level is not there. So you see immediately this movie needs help, Rob. Needs help, you know. It's fine, it's watchable, but it's not like we want it to look.
Well, I think Sony now, the pathway is clear to get a 4K. I mean, if there's one thing I would love to get is a Dolby Atmos 4K version of the wall.
So what's in it, Rob? Are postcards in it. First, you just see.
Well, somebody spent some time putting it out.
Yeah. And I stumbled totally across by accident over it.
Huh.
That it did get a release in Italy. So the Blu-ray has bonus features like the audio commentary. But Rob, isn't the right situation? Isn't it that Roger Waters has the rights considering just the wall?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know that Sony, they made $400 million. I can't imagine they'd pay $400 million and not get the wall in that.
Yeah. And we have
Actually, I could probably Google that.
The poster artwork for it. So this was really not a cheap one, and it's limited to 500, but when, like Rob said, Sony now has the rights, you probably should be waiting. And like I said, Rob, the scam was actually all this, what you have here, was taped around the PlayStation box. Couldn't believe it. Somebody probably wanted to have this one too. So I got number 392 of Pink Floyd's The Wall. So this is from Italy.
Sony's purchase of Pink Floyd's catalog does in fact include The Wall.
Awesome. That's great to hear, Rob. That's great to hear. Could you have told me that earlier?
Well,
so I could probably made a little bit of a switch, Rob, because the edition itself is nice,
I'm sure they'll do something great though if it's Sony. It'll probably, you'll get a steelbook or something else.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Got our hopes up. I should go on, Rob, with showing some more stuff. This one, I already like you. I've got the box set, but this is a little bit more of a nostalgia thing for me because just from remembrance, I think Friday the 13th Part 2 was the first one that I saw.
Okay.
Back as a teenager. So it's a little bit of a nostalgia one. This is, of course, the 4K from Paramount for it. So really looking forward to it. So it's a little bit of a nostalgia thing.
That was one of my favorite movie-going experiences of my entire life, seeing that opening night in a theater.
I thought number 3 was, Rob.
Yeah. Was that 3? Or is
this
that 2?
This is 2, Rob. This is 2. Did I say 3? This is 2. 2 was the first.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at I was seeing the 13th, and then below it looked like a 3.
Okay.
It looks. I was looking. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But it's 2. It's the number 2. Then today I haven't seen it in theaters. Quiet Place.
Oh,
Day
wow.
1.
Yeah. I liked it.
Just a steelbook. Oh, nice to know, Rob. With, of course, the 4K and the Blu-ray. Shh. But I haven't seen
That's
it.
kind of a cheesy steelbook, dude.
This is actually, Rob, an exclusive on Amazon,
Oh. It's they didn't put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah. And Rob, you bought The Good, the Bad, the Ugly from 4K Cult in Italy. And I thought I would get something from them too. And for me, Rob, these are the 2 most beautiful O-rings. I have to say, I don't know about Good, the Bad, the Ugly, if this has such a nice
I got a later one. It didn't come with an O-ring.
Okay. This is from Sergio Leone 2, of course, for a few dollars.
Yeah, look at that.
It just doesn't come across, Rob, how good this actually looks on camera.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet it does.
So this comes with 3 discs and this nice little card.
That's cool.
Inside. So the 4K, the Blu-ray, and a DVD with bonus features.
Nice.
The movie. So I'm really looking forward to that from Italy. Totally. And even better, as that O-ring I found was the first one for it.
Wow.
So
nice.
Totally looks nice. So this comes with a 4K and I believe the Blu-ray, and it has one card with Clint in it too. So I will probably try, Rob, like you, to get The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly too. And 4 Cult does put out Spiel mir das Lied vom Tod. Once Upon a Time in the West too. I don't know if it's different than the Paramount one.
Yeah.
Considering the bitrate. So from 4 Cult from Italy, the 2 from Sergio Leone with Clint. So a little bit of my first haul, Rob.
Well, very nice. I really didn't get much this week, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you know what I did get? I did, in fact, get another box from Kino Lorber.
Why am I not surprised?
I did get a couple of things, though. So, the first thing, I do Designing Hollywood, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Yeah. So they sent me a documentary called Happy Clothes about Patricia Field, the costume designer Patricia Field. So I'm interested to see that. She did Sex and the City and Devil Wears Prada and stuff like that. So that's gonna be fun. See what they did with her there. And then they sent me this thing, Coup, starring Peter Sarsgaard. I don't know anything about this. I have no idea what this is about. It's got guys with machetes, and it says it's an engaging battle of wits. Don't know anything about it, but they keep sending me these DVDs that have documentaries. I love them, and these obscure indie films that I don't know anything about. That's how I saw The Coffee Table.
Yeah.
They sent me The Coffee Table. I was like, what is this? I knew nothing about it. Oh.
Ooh.
Now,
nice find, Rob.
Now, I was really interested to get this. So these are classic ghost stories, 70s Gothic television. These are movies that were shot on videotape, so they look like soap operas, but they were restored by the UCLA Film Archive. And I'd heard about these, and I had never seen them. So I'm really interested to see these films, because I honestly had never seen this at all. So I'm happy to have this. It's very cool they put this out. And again, Susan Sarandon, there's a lot of I think there's 4 on here. The Screaming Skull, The Deadly Visitor, The House and the Brain, and The Bones Come Together. So looking forward to seeing this. So that's cool. So thank you for that. Then I didn't even know they were putting this out. I saw this movie. Sidney Lumet directed this movie with Anne Bancroft. It's called Garbo Talks, and it's about a woman who's dying who wants to meet Greta Garbo. I saw this movie. This movie was on cable, and I saw this movie like 8 times. So, hey, it's on Blu-ray. Now I own it.
Yeah.
I like
not
this
a cat
movie.
in the back. If you saw it, if you see it,
and then an 80s, Youngblood with Rob Lowe, 80s Patrick Swayze.
Is it the hockey movie?
It's the hockey movie. Yeah,
hockey. Oh, nice.
It's the hockey movie. So hey, you got that. I love my 80s teen films, but then
I believe I saw that in theater back in the day, Rob.
And then they sent me for Halloween. Hey, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, 4K. Now, of course, this is the German expressionist. If you're a horror movie fan and you haven't seen this, you're not a horror movie fan. Just saying. I mean, even in Beetlejuice, Tim Burton cites this movie. And I want to say I got the Eureka version of this.
Yeah.
So here it's released domestically in 4K. A lot of special features on this. Very cool. Then the 4K that I was really looking forward to is Rian Johnson's Brick. Nice. I love this movie. Nice. So 4K of Brick, a noir film done as a teen film. I really like this movie a lot, his debut feature. And it's in 4K. Happy to have that. And then a movie I honestly don't like. I don't like this movie. But it's in 4K. Maybe I'll just keep it sealed, and if somebody visits the Observatory, give it to them if they want it. Cowboys and Aliens in 4K.
This is not from... This didn't come out from Sony?
No, this is a Paramount movie. Isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Isn't it Paramount? It's Paramount, right? No, it's Universal and DreamWorks.
Universal,
I'm wrong.
Okay.
It's Universal. But here you go. Kino Lorber, picking up it all. Hey, if you like this, come on. Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford.
I believe there was an extended cut. Is it on there too?
Yes, there are 2 different cuts of this film, and there's one, the 119-minute and the 135-minute. So you got them both.
Okay.
For all of you fans. Now, the thing that I got that I thought was the coolest thing this week, though. This is the last thing I got.
God damn it, Rob! I want it! Give it me! Give it to me now! Because in Germany, Play On said it's gotten postponed. And they have given us no release date.
Let's open this up, shall we?
Thank you. Yes, goddamn Arcane.
One of the great...
Can't wait for the second season.
One of the great... First of all...
for the second season.
Yeah, I can't either. By the way, this steelbook is really nice. The way it's printed. Let's see what's in here. I don't know what's in here. So you've got disc 1 and disc 2.
Yeah.
And season 1.
Bonus features.
Yeah. And this is from Shout. So this is a 4-disc set.
Great. Can't wait.
I love this show. I thought it was fantastic. I was working on Dota Dragon's Blood, when this came out, and I had to give it up. I mean, as much as I liked working on Dota Dragon's Blood, thought it was a good show. So, sorry, Deets. I don't know
if I will get mine later. Hopefully.
Hey, it's a Saturday. I'm getting more discs today, but they haven't arrived
and
yet.
I think Netflix will do the same strategy with season 1. Week to week, they will release 3 episodes.
Right.
Everything together, 3 episodes each week, which was great.
Yeah.
Considering the first season, it actually fitted the storyline because you had sometimes a time jump between the 3rd and the 4th episode. So it was actually fitting to wait a week for the next episodes.
Yeah, totally.
We have some super chats, Rob.
Yeah, shall we look? Let's see. I don't know. Yeah. Let's delve into that. 200 Watt Studio says, great news for Kickboxer. Oh, you had to Bogart. Yeah, it is. I guess it is in the headline. Great news for Kickboxer. Did you hear that they now have a release date for Excalibur? Oh, wait. No, they don't. Anyway, Kelvin Wellborn has been a member for 30 months. Kelvin, thank you. Danzig, 1979, says, I watched Day of the Dead and Deep Red last night and loved it. Also, Threads from 1984 on the BBC. Have you seen this? Very timely, still holds up. Danzig, I have Threads on Blu-ray. Yes, I do. That movie's hardcore. Talk about tone. Threads is not the feel-good movie of 2024. It's just not. Major Chai Chai gifted 5 Burnettwork memberships. She sent me something that I will reveal on the 1000th show of Robservations. Steve, do I get this right? Cantagno says, Dieter, don't you go on Eric Weber's stream?
Yes, I do sometimes.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah,
Eric is great. Great energy. I'm not in line with his taste sometimes, but he has great energy.
Yeah, you're not exclusive to me. What can I do? What can I say?
No, not. I'm not on his show. I'm just watching.
Oh, okay.
I'm not on his show.
Secular Monk says, happy birthday, Rob. Any truth on Dogma coming out in 2025? I wouldn't put anything past anyone. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's going to put it out.
No.
Kelvin Wellborn says, I watched Tarot, Cat in a Bag, and I really enjoyed it. Kelvin, that's good.
What's the horror movie from this year?
Yeah, Tarot, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Nice.
200 Watt Studio says, Rob, I heard yesterday that Arcane has totally sold out worldwide.
No, it hasn't.
Well,
because I was contemplating to buy the US version, but I thought, okay, it's a little bit expensive for me considering the shipping. I have to wait.
Well, I'm just saying it looks really nice in my hand.
Yeah. Let's just be grateful that it gotten a release on physical media. Considering
I'm grateful that it got a release on physical media.
Yeah, totally.
I really
am. With bonus features, nice.
Yeah, totally. And I think
the makers said, Rob, there will only be a max of 3 seasons, I believe, considering this storyline. I think I've read something about that.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a standard Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Christopher Carrillo? Christopher Carrillo asks, what are your top 5 zombie movies? You want to take a crack at that?
Okay. I take Dawn immediately so that we can get that out of the way.
Get it out of the way. Romero's Dawn of the Dead.
Out of the way,
Romero's Dawn of the Dead
I would say to fill it up with Shaun of the Dead, just to give it a little bit of a
I mean,
touch.
top 5, I would say that Dawn of the Dead is the first, Night of the Living Dead is the second, Day of the Dead is the third, Shaun of the Dead was the fourth because they're all in the same universe, and Train to Busan.
Oh,
number 5.
Thought about it, Rob.
But then again, you got. I think for on your list, you got to include Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
Return of the Living Dead. I mean, but you can't. For me, it's either Return of the Living Dead or Shaun of the Dead. If you're going to go the comedy route, and Fulci's Zombie, I really do like Fulci's Zombie. I like the Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, although you're getting more into classic zombie stuff. I like Tombs of the Blind Dead.
Yeah. Even the Dawn remake from Zack,
Yeah, but it's a remake.
Yeah,
it's good though. I mean, I've talked about that so much.
And no, we can't put Sadness on the list because it's not a zombie movie.
Yeah, and look, I'd say 28 Days Later, but that's not a zombie movie either. Not really. Okay. I mean, how do you? Even though I love 28 Days Later. It's a tough one, but no, for me, I'm a Romero zombie guy, and it's hard living in a post Walking Dead world where people who've never seen Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead, the zombie makeup is a little goofier than they're used to. But it's still the storyline is still the apocalyptic fall of The Walking Dead owes a huge debt of gratitude to George Romero.
But considering, like you said, the zombie design from that show is totally great, awesome. The zombie designs that they come up with in The Walking Dead. Different zombie variations in The Walking Dead are insanely good.
Yeah. Thomas Logan says, Bobby, congrats on the Mr. McMahon doc. Didn't expect to see you in it. Still don't understand the timeline. Awesome to see you in a Netflix WWE joint.
I watched, of course, Rob watched the Mr. McMahon Netflix documentary, and Thomas did send me some pictures of a guy that looked a little bit like you.
It's not me.
And I really, considering wrestling, I'm a little bit more of a surface fan. So for me, it was nice to get an overall view, considering how the WWE has evolved over the times, of course, with all the scandals that they are touching upon, but not diving into that deep. So it's really nice, even if you are not a wrestling fan, just to get an overall, how it all came to be. The only thing that Mr. McMahon, the documentary, was missing was one episode, considering the Schmodown. Everything that went on behind the scenes of the Schmodown. It was the only thing that was missing from Mr. McMahon. But really nice documentary for me as a casual fan. The diehard wrestling fans probably know all the stuff, the steroid scandal and everything that came with it. And it says it's from the producer who did the Tiger King.
Right.
So really, really, really nice. But don't expect anything about the Schmodown in it.
No. D Duval 59 says, I bought that $70 Blair Witch 4K only disc. I bought that $70 Blair Witch 4K. That's Second Sights, I'm sure. After the fact, realizing it's region encoded to play only in Europe. Will my Panasonic 4K player play it? Well, for the most part, 4K discs are usually not region coded, but sometimes they are.
But considering the Blair Witch Drop, it's just a Blu-ray, as I think. It's not a 4K. The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I don't think it can be a 4K, which means it's region coded.
Considering the source material, so the Blu-ray will be region B. You said you had a Panasonic player. You have a small chance when the disc loads, press top menu or stop immediately and try the top menu to jump over the region code questioning. It can work with the Panasonic.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I used to think about region coding, but then I just don't care about it anymore. I mean, I never
No, it's not
You know,
not really a topic.
I've had multi-region players since the DVD days. So, you know,
My first DVD player, Rob, was just an American player, just a Code 1, because DVD was not taken hold yet in Germany, you know. So my first DVD player was just an American player who just play Code 1 DVD.
Yeah. Christopher Carrillo says that I'm a hater. The Dawn of the Dead remake is my top one. Love your picks, though. Your Train to Busan pick was a nice gem. I forgot how much I like it. Zombieland also is good for comedy, the first one. Yeah. I would say this. I mean, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, I've said this before, it was a movie I went in wanting to hate it. I don't usually admit that I don't want to hate it, but I was so offended that anybody would remake Dawn of the Dead that it just made me angry. But I liked it. The opening credits alone won me over. The opening scene with Sarah Polley was great, but Dawn of the Dead is one of my favorite movies ever. So, you know, I do, and you know what? I think there is an argument that could be made. I mean, Dawn of the Dead is one of Zack Snyder's best movies. I was surprised at how good it was. It just didn't have the scope of the first Dawn of the Dead. I mean, all hell breaks loose and they're in the mall. You know, you don't get a sense that they're journeying across a devastated countryside and that the apocalypse is upon us. But yeah, I mean, and look, I understand that I'm older than you. So, you know, when I saw Dawn of the Dead in the theater in 1979, it was hugely, hugely impactful for me. So,
yeah. And you spoiled the rest of the audience stuff.
there you go. So, Steve, Cantino, is it Tino? I hope it's Cantino.
Catania.
Steve Catania. No, it's Catania because it's CAT. Catania. Anyone else excited for Last of Us Season 2? Love me some Caitlin Dever. Pedro Pascal is good too, and Bella Ramsey. I got to tell you, I am very excited. I thought Last of Us Season 1 was great.
Me too.
Loved it.
Me too.
It was really, really good.
And I'm a fan of the second game, Rob. So I'm totally down for it.
If nothing else, I just can't wait to read the second wave of internet outrage.
Yeah, exactly.
for people that have only watched. I mean, I think of all the stuff coming out, there's a couple of things that I'm really curious about that we're getting. One of them is Robert Zemeckis' new movie that's one shot. Have you heard about this?
No.
So Robert Zemeckis has made a movie that's one shot, and it shows like one place on Earth from like the dawn of time up through human beings like Tom Hanks and his wife buy a house. So you see the house built around the one spot in the neighborhood. So it's one shot, but it shows the passage of, I think, like millions of years or something like that. I want to see that. And I want to see Last of Us because I just want to see, you know.
I remember, I think it was on Observation where I stumbled across a spoiler before The Last of Us 2 came out, or the video game was just about getting released, and I couldn't make heads of it, what this guy was referring to. And then I thought, oh, now I got the game spoiled. But since that event happened in the first 2 hours, I was okay. Now I'm fine with the story. Now I can go on. Really looking forward to the second season.
Now I want to find out what this Robert Zemeckis
is called. Okay.
Yeah, it's Your Time or something.
Yeah.
The trailer's really interesting. Oh, it's just called Here. Here, Here, Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's based on the 2014 graphic novel by Richard McGuire. And it stars Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, bring back the team from Forrest Gump again, Paul Bettany and Kelly Riley. And the story covers the events of a single spot of land and its inhabitants spanning from the past to well into the future. And I really want to see it. And I want to see Mike Flanagan's new movie that's based on a Stephen King short story.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But the short story is really interesting. And it just debuted, I want to say, Toronto?
Yeah. I think I heard about it, but I heard about it too. But
I think it's from the novella If It Bleeds. It's called The Life of Chuck, and Neon's putting it out.
Correct.
And I love the story, and I can't believe they made it into a movie. But why
I heard
not?
good things about it.
Diagno says, "Have you not heard? If you've not heard from them, Zev Seller channel has uploaded some commentary from the first 3. Oh, I saw this. I saw this video. I watch this. So when Criterion put out the first 3 James Bond movies on Laserdisc in the early 90s, they put out Dr. No, From Russia with Love, and Goldfinger. Cubby Broccoli got pissed because he didn't like what people were candid, so they pulled those Laserdiscs.
Yeah.
I still have my Laserdiscs. I still have them. And I have the commentaries too, but a guy made a pretty cool video. Diagno says Zev Stellar, the Zev Stellar channel has uploaded the commentary. A guy made a compilation video of all the really interesting and salacious commentary. It's not bad. It's a bunch of old British dudes, who grew up mid 20th century acting like old British dudes. It's fine. The Basic Instinct Pioneer Special Edition has an hour-long documentary with Paul Verhoeven and Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas, and I want to upload it to the web because it's not there. It's not on YouTube, and you can't get that documentary anywhere else. It's never appeared anywhere else except that Laserdisc. So, put on my channel.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And the last digital, what I watched, Rob, on Apple TV Plus.
How is that with Vince Vaughn?
Totally nice, Rob. Totally great time, especially with the Florida Keys as a backdrop. You have, I don't know about Carl Hassan's book, if the character is really that type like Vince plays it, because it's really like Vince, with sarcastic humor that he likes to deliver. So I really had a great time with it. And our Peter from Deadpool has a role in it too.
Right.
So
yeah.
Really nicely done. Love the location. So hopefully, I don't know if Carl, I don't know how to say his name, Rob, Hiassen, has more books like perhaps the Reacher series, so we can perhaps get more of it. So the case is of course wrapped up in the first season. This case. So but hopefully I would be down for it to get more to see from Andrew Yancey. That is the character's name. Totally worth watching, Rob. And now you don't have to wait, Rob. You can binge it.
It's all out. Yes, and I will.
Yeah.
So I have nothing more to show.
Okay, then
you do.
Then give it over to me, Rob. The next one would be a nice one for Cody Leach, even though I think he wasn't the biggest fan of the TV series. But I've gotten the 3rd season of Chucky, with a little bit of a particular cover. And unfortunately, the series has been cancelled, so there will be no more after the 3rd one. And I love the 3rd one, considering the White House setting. But it's not 4K. Chucky wrecking shop in the Oval Office. It was nice. And like Cody, I'm a
Who put that out?
big fan of him. I think Universal, Rob. Let me just see. Yeah, Universal. It is from Universal. Since it is on Peacock, considering streaming in the US. And like the other special editions from Chucky, it comes with a little bit of a booklet, some photos in it, and I have some nice quotes here. I'm actually Tiffany Valentine. I've just been using Jennifer Jennifer's body. And there are some lobby cards with it. Oh, I forgot to show the back. And in the third season, it was funny because Chucky was getting old because his little bit of a voodoo spell didn't hold up because of the exorcism in the second one. So those two religions clashed a little bit, and you have different Chucky variations here on the back. So the third season, fortunately, it is the end of the show. But I just love that Don Mancini kept all the lore of the movies in them. You know, all the 7 movies that came out prior to the season. So Chucky. Then next one, Rob, I immediately thought, damn, this is the wrong one, because we know that companies like Arrow, Criterion do the same sets for Blu-ray and 4K, but they are the same covers. So you have to be careful.
Yes.
To choose the right one. And it didn't have the 4K sticker, Rob. So I thought, damn, this is the wrong one. But I bought the right one, Rob. With Jet Li.
Oh, nice.
Master. This is from Arrow. Am I right? No, 88 Films. Sorry. 88 Films put that one on. But it didn't have, the HDR sticker. So I thought, damn, got the wrong one. But it is actually the right one. Actually, it is 4K with the Blu-ray. So perhaps there isn't even a second set. But I was just missing that HDR sticker. So I thought it would be the wrong one. So it comes with, just see, a booklet here. It's always from 88 Films. Nice one. Booklet, and you have, of course, the poster artwork. Probably with the 2 different variations. Yeah. So, rip. And this way. So, Tai Chi Master from 88 in 4K. Then let me just see. Considering the 4K, the 4 cult, I did make a Schnäppchen, Rob, considering I bought 2 titles, one of the Clint Eastwood and another one, and I got 40% off, but I don't know anything about it. So this is a Cat in the Bag. It's a vampire movie, but it's called Limited Edition Vampire, actually.
That's cool.
Limited edition.
Wow.
It comes with a Italian comic book for it. So there's a comic in it. So I would say it stems from a graphic novel. At least I think so. And it comes with a 4K and a Blu-ray.
Sweet.
Of the movie. And it even has this nice little part in it. Vampire. So, Cat in the Bag.
Well, there you go. Cat in the Bag. So it looks like a good Cat in the Bag.
And since it was 40% off, Rob, I thought, okay, I get this limited edition. The next one, a Cat in the Bag 2. I don't know how I stumbled across this one. I don't know. It's a drama, actually, Rob. So I know, unusual for me. It's called Close Your Eyes in English, but Cerrar los Ojos is the original title. This came from Spain, Rob. So,
wow, it's the opposite of Abrir los Ojos, the Amenabar movie that I'm getting from. Where am I getting that from?
Yeah, so,
Umbrella?
I think so. Just the Blu-ray, but it comes with a nice booklet too. So, but it is Cat in the Bag.
All right.
And I think, Rob, it is 7.6 on IMDb. So I thought, oh, okay, it looks promising at least.
There you go.
And then today, just as I told Rob before we start the show, 6 titles actually dropped this Saturday. Finally, the American Pie one from 88 Films in 4K is here. So
oh yeah, that's a nice. I didn't get that, but it's nice. Nice swag set.
Nice slip. And I switched. It doesn't have a reversible cover that normally we would say is a reversible cover, but I changed it because otherwise it would be the same as this one. So it looks like a little bit like this. So it's not really reversible cover artwork.
Wow.
But this is actually what's behind, and since we have a black case,
Yeah, it's cool.
You wouldn't see it. So I rather have this one because everything else is already.
Yeah.
I can see here. So I switch that out, and we have, of course, booklet in it. More picture. Looks more like a picture book. And then, like I said, almost last minute, arrived today from Mike Mendes, the 2 movies.
Oh,
Convent.
yeah.
First one in 4K and Blu-ray from Synapse. So it comes with a little bit of a little booklet. So I wasn't expecting to get those 2 titles today. And Killers, but this is not the 4K, this is just a Blu-ray. But it says unrated director's cut, and it says it is restored somehow, scanned and restored by Multicom Entertainment Group. Okay, and it's region free for somebody who's interested in that. At least the cover says ABC. Both says ABC on the cover. But sometimes you can't trust actually the technical specs on the cover. So this was that. And the last one, Rob, 88 Film said they're probably one of their biggest adventure they took putting that one together, the Project A.
Oh yeah, beautiful set
from Jackie with both movies in 4K. Already switched the covers to the... No, I didn't switch. They have reversible cover artwork, but the better one is already in usage. So we have some art cards. So look funny. So you have a 4K and the Blu-ray. For it, really looking forward how the movies will eventually look. Like I discussed with Rob, probably the most Buster Keaton Jackie has ever been.
Oh yeah,
Project A movies. So this is the first one. Then second one called Project A Part 2. Sion Piao and Samo. Once again, Blu-ray and 4K. Some art cards too. Jackie in his officer outfit. So probably took them some time get those together, and it's always pretty thick actually book of the 2 movies. So the book, and of
it's
course,
a great set, really great set.
We have the 2 posters for those movies. So we have, let me just see. Project A. And the other one. This has to be then Part 2. Yeah, Project A, Part 2. So the Project A box, Rob, as the final piece of my whole.
I just would like to amend what I showed earlier. I just want to point out that the cabinet of Dr. Caligari does in fact have a different.
Ooh,
it has
nice.
a new. This version of it also has a new music score done by the composer of House of Cards, the TV show House of Cards. So that's a reversible cover. I wanted to show that, and also you made me curious. Does Brick have a reversible cover? What do you think? Yay or nay? Yes, it does.
Nay. Oh,
yes,
that's surprising.
I know. I've never seen this artwork before.
No,
So
I'm only knowing the usual artwork with the hand. That's the only.
gotta
only
love
cover
Kino
artwork.
Lorber, man. Don't know how they make it work economically, but God bless you guys.
And I believe Brick is in a special sale at the moment. A little bit price.
Yeah, I think
reduced.
that Kino Lorber, they're having their sales are great too. By the way,
Yeah.
if you ever get a chance,
So this was our horror people.
that's good. You know, it wasn't. I mean, I've had a couple of big weeks. This was not a big week for me, but I have stuff coming. You know what they
can't be
shipped me?
always, Rob.
Do you know what? What
Yeah.
was it? 101? Was it 101? They shipped me my Sword and the Sorcerer.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, I gotta have that.
Albert Bune.
Albert Pune.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Albert.
Yeah.
But hey,
They made it look more expensive than the movies were actually
yeah,
were.
he did.
He did.
He did. So let's see. You want to go to news?
Yeah.
What should we do?
Yeah. Rob, what have you in stock for us?
Well,
Coming down-
first of all, it was on the headline. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. You
Here
know
it
it.
is, yeah.
You want it. LIONSGATE is putting out a 35th anniversary steelbook of KICKBOXER. I mean,
I can't believe, Rob, how many times I have probably used the dancing GIF.
I mean, this is one of those movies. I wouldn't call it a classic, but I guess it is. But I like the set.
Not classic, more cult, not classic.
Yeah, but there you go. I mean, we're getting everything. God bless this last burst of physical media for the next couple of years. Ride the wave. It's all coming. Can't
And it looks
wait.
great, the steelbook.
It does look great. It does look great. The steelbook does look great. Another movie that I actually really love, Brian De Palma's Snake Eyes,
Nice.
is coming out from who is it? Say it with me now. Kino Lorber.
Awesome.
God bless Kino Lorber, Carla Gugino, Nicolas Cage. I like this movie a lot.
Me too. Haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah, so in 4K, you gotta love that. Snake Eyes is coming down the pike. Then we have two, not one, but two Sho Kazuki movies coming out from Kino Lorber. Rage of Honor and Pray for Death. I love it. They shattered his American dream. I love me some Sho Kazuki, man. Bring on Sho Kazuki. I would go see anything he was in the early mid 80s. Sho Kazuki, two of them coming out from Kino Lorber. So thank you, Kino Lorber, again. Then we've got, these are indicators. Indicator, they put out the John Rowland vampire movies, the lesbian vampire movies, but they also do a lot of classic Columbia Picture stuff, and their transfers are amazing. So I've never seen this, Edge of Eternity, Cornell Wilde's in it. They're also putting out, they do a really great job. They do great booklets, beautiful transfers, really awesome packages. A Humphrey Bogart movie called Sahara. There you go. And then they're putting out The Lives of a Bengal Lancer with Gary Cooper. And again, I mean, they're indicators, so they're probably all worth buying. And Shepherd of the Hills with John Wayne, a John Wayne movie. I have never seen this John Wayne movie. Shepherd of the Hills, haven't seen it. I'm curious to see it. Why not? And this is a Paramount movie, directed by Henry Hathaway. So I'm in. Count me in for these indicator titles. And once again, True Noir's, because I can't not plug True Noir. True Noir's own Max Allan Collins, they finally dated Blue Christmas, a movie that he wrote and directed. It's a noir twist on the classic Christmas tale. You'll be able to get this before the holidays. And
Nice.
look, you've even got a blurb from the creators of A Quiet Place and the upcoming Heretic, because Collins is a master of noir and brings decades of deep-rooted love of the genre to Blue Christmas. So there you go. Now this I'm really excited about too, not just Blue Christmas, but this, the Stone Tape. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
BBC.
It's a B. Have you ever seen this? This is a banger.
No.
This is a great edition of this, and 101 Films is putting this out, and I'm definitely getting this a full-on. This is something that's really kind of unknown outside of the UK, but I've owned it on DVD, and you got to see it. It's really, really, really good. And this edition looks definitive, and it's got a lot of swag and all kinds of stuff. But if you were a kid, apparently, growing up watching this, and I can see that, everybody remembers this who saw it when it was first broadcast. So this is definitely something worth getting if you're a horror fan. And this classic banger coming out from Studio Canal, Vintage Classics, The African Queen, Humphrey Bogart, and, of course, Katharine Hepburn. One of the classic films of all time, directed by the great John Huston. Everybody needs to buy this, own this in their collection in 4K. I bet this is going to look incredible. Incredible. Didn't talk about it. We mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but Blake 7, the restoration of Blake 7, this is the first season. This is, again, a science fiction show, a series from the UK that is not well known outside of the UK. But this is one of the great, it ran 4 seasons. This is one of the great, if you like The Expanse and you like Babylon 5. Now, admittedly, the production values are 70s Doctor Who quality, but I love this show. And doesn't
it come with new FX, Rob?
Yeah, they've done new special effects and new transfers. I mean, like a lot of BBC shows, it was shot on videotape and 16mm film. It has one of the great sci-fi spaceships of all time in the Liberator, and it does have, as far as series go, one of the most jaw-dropping endings of any TV show I've ever seen. So I'm definitely going to buy this. Very exciting. Now we go, I want to say, I don't know if it's Umbrella. I forget if it's Umbrella. Tarsem Sings The Fall, which is a beautiful, beautiful film.
Yes, Rob. I think it comes from Umbrella.
Umbrella. They're doing this in 4K. This is a must-buy for me. Why not? I bet it looks fantastic. So there you go. It's coming out.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then we have The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit, which I actually liked.
Which was a little bit of a comeback for him.
Yeah, this is his big comeback movie that Blumhouse put out. Kino Lorber's putting this out in 4K. Definitely worth getting. I really like this movie. So that's all good. That's coming. Then this comes out from Shout Factory. Apparently they produced this movie. It's from this year. I don't know anything about this. It's got creature effects. I know there's a trailer out there, but it piqued my interest. I don't know anything about this. I need to delve into this and find out what this is. What is Frankie Frico, and does he know P. Diddy? I don't know. I don't know. And then for me, the news of the week, film of the week, also coming to us from Kino, a 2-disc set of Andrei Tarkovsky's final movie, The Sacrifice. I love this movie. This was his last movie before he succumbed to the cancer he got while he was making Stalker. But if you believe that story, this is a beautiful film. I can't wait to get this 4K restoration. Bring it on. It's pretty great. Tarkovsky's pretty well represented on home entertainment. So, the Criterion stuff and then what Kino Lorber's put out. So this is definitely, we got nostalgia from them earlier. So looking very forward to this. And it's my release of the week, if there was one.
Awesome.
Then we have, Radiance with their Obies. All these Japanese movies that I've never seen that they're putting out are awesome. They've got great taste over at Radiance. I love these Japanese gangster movies. It makes me want to go be a Japanese gangster in 1964. Post-war Japan must have been a fun place to hang out. The girls certainly seem fun. So I'll definitely get this. Underworld Beauty. Oh my yes. Thank you very much. Who could resist Asian women? Certainly I cannot. So especially Asian women from the 60s. So get this. That's cool. They're putting out this Weak Spot, which I don't know anything about. But Hugo Tognazzi's in it.
Mario Adolf.
Yeah. So it's This looks interesting. I don't know anything about it, but Radiance is a label that I really appreciate their taste. So, and then they're putting out El Posto. Again, something I haven't seen, but if Radiance is putting it out, why not get it? I wish they would put me on their press list and send me discs. And then this is cool if you're a Christopher Nolan fan. I mean, I don't need this, but it's pretty neat. The 10th anniversary limited edition box set for Interstellar. I know this is a beloved movie. It comes with a lot of cool swag. And, storyboards, booklets, stickers, pictures. Hey, if you, it's nice that they did this. So that's kind of cool.
If you don't own it, then perhaps this is for you.
I mean, how about, get in on it? Yeah, if you don't own it, here you go. I've already got that Nolan box set that it comes in. This is not my favorite of his movies, but hey, a lot of people love this movie. Why not? Don't begrudge them that. And then Oliver Stone is continuing his collaboration with Shout, putting out Born on the 4th of July. This has a new Dolby Atmos transfer. I'm sure it looks and sounds great because all of the JFK, Natural Born Killers, they're doing great collaboration with Oliver Stone. I hope they do Wall Street. I'd love to get a new version of Wall Street, which is great. So this is actually a really good movie. I really like it. So it's great to get that. Then, of course, we have our sales figures, the top 10 of 20 Blu-ray discs for the week. These are the Blu-rays. Despicable Me 4, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Longlegs, Inside Out 2, Stardust Horizon, An American Saga Chapter 1, Friday the 13th, the 2009 version from Warner. It says Warner, though. That's so weird.
Yeah, but it should be the Arrow release, I think.
I guess it's, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Body Double, Bad Boys, bringing up the rear. And 4K's Bad Boys Ride or Die is number 1. Longlegs is number 2. Despicable Me 4 is number 3. Stardust is number 4. Nice. Friday the 13th, 2009 is number 5. Body Double, which is a great disc, is number 6. It looks incredible. The Mad Max 5 movie collection, glad to have that, is number 7. Horizon is number 8. Happiness, there's a Criterion title. And then Murder on the Orient Express from Kino Lorber. So Kino Lorber breaks the top 10. So that's pretty neat.
It's nice to see Stardust on number 4.
Yeah.
It's great.
Pretty great. That's a great disc, great steelbook. I just, I'd watched that and I put it away. I alphabetized it, so I'm happy about that.
Rob, I forgot one thing to show in the American Pie set was this little bit, not a postcard, but one of the favorite scenes, just as a card. I forgot to show that from the American Pie set. So I could dive into the live chat, or we can do the super chats first.
I don't know if we got any more. Let me see. Do we have?
Yeah, there were some people firing in.
Well, look. Oh, here we go. No, I don't know. Do we have anything new?
Yeah, from Major Chai.
Oh, I guess we do. Wow. We actually. Where have I been? Melee says, "I'm the same age as Rob, and I feel like I have one foot in the other in the grave." Rob, you look great though. Must be that nice California sun. I look like New Jersey.
Whatever that means.
That's hilarious. I look like New Jersey. That's so funny. No, it's I'll tell you what it is. It's a lot of alcohol. It's a lot of acting like a kid and masturbation. That's what it is.
The triple factor.
And getting your cheeks wet when you can, if you know what I'm saying. And I think you do. No, I'm fully convinced of that. But thank you. I appreciate that. I do need to lose some weight. But hey. But I look like New Jersey.
We all do.
It's hilarious. Did you 200 Watt Studio says, did you get the imprint box of Capricorn 1?
Me not, Rob. I have not.
Of course I got the imprint box Capricorn 1. I don't have it yet, though, because they usually save that stuff up, because I have a bunch they save it up until everything you've ordered, and then I'll get a box from them. Same with Umbrella.
You don't get it separately.
Because the shipping is so expensive.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I'm fascinated by that, because I love Capricorn 1. I saw that the weekend it opened. And actually, I saw it at some screening when I was 10 years old, and Peter Hyams was at the South Center Theater, and he had somehow had the volume control, and he cranked it up. It was amazing. By the way, one of the great. It does not get enough credit, but I love the soundtrack. Jerry Goldsmith's soundtrack for Capricorn 1. The theme song, the main theme from Capricorn 1, is one of the great themes from any movie ever. It's right up there. I mean, it doesn't have the grandeur of Star Wars or something, but it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So I can't wait to get mine. I don't have it yet. Millet says, Dieter, what is your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
T2. Easy peasy.
Terminator 2. Millet's favorite is Conan.
Good choice, too.
Conan's a great movie.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting because, obviously the Terminator movies, but there's a case that I could make that one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies is True Lies. Only because I think you're seeing him in a different, he just in terms of seeing Arnold being different.
Yeah.
I like True Lies. Paul Allen, Bruno.
Because perhaps Rob, in the role of True Lies, you almost have everything, so a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's 100%. Paul Allen Bernardo says, had my short film Galactic Fantastic, an homage to 50s sci-fi, at the Gideon Film Festival at Johnny Cash's farm in Tennessee last Friday, which co-stars my friend Alan Parsons from the Alan Parsons Project. Wow, that's delightful and randomly cool. The Alan Parsons Project, who did the score for Lady Hawk.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. Which I like. Where's the Lady Hawk 4K, Warner Brothers? Where is it?
Yeah.
Nafar? A World in Pajamas, Tracy says, are you looking forward to hearing the new album by The Cure? How is everything with regards to True Noir? I can't wait to hear the new Cure album. Can't wait to hear the new Cure. I love The Cure. I've loved The Cure since the 80s. They're one of my favorite 80s bands, and I can't wait to see it. I hope it's as good as Disintegration. They've been working out for a long time. True Noir is, I heard, so I sent out the rough of the first episode to get some feedback, and I had a director friend of mine call me today that really didn't know knew what I was doing, but couldn't believe it. Was blown away by it, and loved the script and loved the acting, and I'm going to finish the second episode today to put it into, so we can start doing the final mix. So we're right on schedule to have the first two episodes ready to drop at the end of the month. Nice. So that'll be exciting.
How many episodes will there be? 6?
10.
10? Oh,
10. Sorry. There's 10 30 to 35 minute episodes.
Okay.
Nice. 10. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with how it's turning out. It's really exceeded my expectations. So, which is great. Let's see. Garrett Groover says, did you see that Kino's 4K release of Lost in Translation is canceled? Hopefully Criterion scoops it up. Yeah, it'll probably be Criterion or Lionsgate, I would imagine, because Lionsgate owns the they work with Coppola. So that's a bummer, but I'm sure we'll get it. Torn to Watch Studio says, Goldsmith's score made the helicopters feel alive. They did. The helicopters in that movie are like a presence. They're almost like characters that are chasing the main characters. They're great. Garrett Groover says, what are your favorite Cate Blanchett performances? Is she the best actress working today? She's incredible. You know what? I loved her. I loved the movie Tar. I love
Me too,
Tar.
bro. Me too.
I loved it, loved it, loved it. And I can never get enough of her as Lydia Tar. And
I would pick that too.
Yeah, I mean she's incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. But again, I mean, she's done Woody Allen's movie Blue Jasmine. I mean, she's done everything she's done. She probably is. Meryl Streep's still the GOAT, I think, but Cate Blanchett is different. I would say Cate Blanchett and Tilda Swinton. I'll see anything that they're in. Yeah,
and it's always nice that she changed it up a little bit. You can make something like a Marvel movie.
Borderlands.
I wouldn't. I didn't wanted to bring that one up, Rob, but okay.
Hey, she gave it her all, man. She gave it her all.
Yeah.
World in Pajamas says also the new Crow movie is bad, and I was looking forward to it. I'm a huge fan of the first. Very disappointed.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I love the first. I love the first Crow. Again, that movie has a tone. It's both dark and gritty, but it has a fairy tale tone to it, and it also has heart and real emotion. And Eric Draven. The funny thing about Eric Draven and his girlfriend is they were pure. Their love was pure, and when Draven comes back and the way he interacts with like Ernie Hudson and the way he interacts with people, he's a good person. You like him. In the new Crow, the two main characters, the lovers, were douchebags. I hated them. I was like, kill these motherfuckers.
Even if I heard, Rob, they spend a lot of time with those two characters in the new movie. I haven't seen it, okay?
Yeah, I mean, Shelley and Eric were already dead when the movie opened. It had been a year. So it missed the mark on every level. I mean, it has a scene in a church that's pretty cool, or it's a concert. What is it? I don't even remember. It wasn't even. I was surprised by The Crow. I was surprised at how much I disliked it because I love the first Crow so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Crow is something they keep trying. They've done a TV series. They've made sequels. They keep trying to make this franchise happen, and I understand. I've got one word for you people that keep trying to make The Crow. There is a different comic book property that has similar qualities to The Crow. No one's undead in it. But please, please, please look into Matt Wagner's Grendel. And if you want a concept that can be reinvented and reinvented and reinvented, Grendel is for you. There's probably so much money against it. They've been trying to make it for decades. But Matt Wagner's Grendel. Stop with this Crow nonsense and go do Grendel. Trust me. Listen to your Uncle Bobby on this one. Yeah. Garrett Groover says, favorite Wes Craven movie and most underrated. Favorite Wes Craven movie. I mean, neither one of us I noticed have the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K.
Yeah. It would be up there, and considering the series, perhaps the seventh one as the most underrated, perhaps. It was
the New Nightmare.
The meta was, yeah, exactly, Rob. Thank you. New Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like New Nightmare.
I would have to go to his filmography. So these questions are always tough to answer from the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie is probably my favorite of his, but I think the first Scream is great.
Totally, I'm totally
and
when it comes to
if I say Deadly Friend is his most underrated, I have to think about that because I really do like his early Vicious. It's not a good movie, but I do appreciate Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes. I really do.
It's just a movie. It's just
a movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
Remember that when you watch Terrifier, Three People. It's
just a movie. Garrett Groover says, last question. What is your favorite Milos Forman movie? Can't go wrong with Cuckoo's Nest or Amadeus. Well, I love both those movies. Amadeus is one of my favorite movies, but he made a movie called Ragtime that I love. I love Ragtime.
Nice.
And I like
Amadeus will get a release that we are waiting for.
Yeah, it was announced. I didn't show it yet because we have yet to see the official. What does it look like? We know it's coming, but we'll see.
And I think Bill on his website said it will probably only be the theatrical cut, considering the 4K.
Really?
Yeah, because I think in the article he said that this is the director's cut, the theatrical version, actually. I think that was in the article.
Well, what happened? What's really interesting about Amadeus is when they created the extended version.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they took apart the negative to make it. They did something so the theatrical version didn't exist anymore as a negative. So they had to go back and do all this restoration work and to create the theatrical version again. So I don't know what they're going to do with that because, the version of Amadeus, it came out as a media book here in the States, but the transfer is god awful. The Blu-ray transfer is really, really bad. And, I think with that, I do think that the theatrical version is a better version of the film.
Okay.
But, I would definitely.
Of course, the optimal package would be getting both versions.
Yeah, I mean, they should put both versions out. That's what I would do. So we are caught up with Super Chats.
Yeah. Okay, so Rob, you can take a break, and I would do the live chat recap.
Ooh, you do that. You do
week.
That.
So previously on Let's Get Physical Media, like I said in the beginning, Deeds got beaned. We don't call it scare me. It's called we got beaned, considering Rob's bean grower. Tim Entz, Deeds is slipping. He allowed himself to get scammed, or in our case, beaned today. Conto 007, fellow physical media fans, I'm thinking about ordering Indiana Jones Steelbook 4K collection set. Should I? Yes, you should. Because you don't need the Dial of Diarrhea, you can leave that away. You have those 4, okay, Crystal Skull is in it too, but they all look great, and since they are not on Disney at the moment, you should get it. And of course, last week was Joker Folie à Deux in the theaters, and some people chimed in. Kanto 007, Joker 2 is getting a lot of hate. Exactly. Just a smidgen. Eucalyptus, movie is okay, haters just hating. Miele, Joker 1 is a masterpiece, Joker 2 is poo-poo. And Alpenthal, haven't seen the first Joker, so no need for me for Joker 2. Okay. The Alex Sorber, I didn't like first Joker, so the theory is I will like it, but I don't live in theory. Okay. No Money G, I haven't seen it yet, but I thought first one was alright, not a masterpiece. Most said it was, but just my opinion. And let me just see. Blah, blah, blah. Ed Timmons wasn't all that impressed with the first Joker film, to be honest. Thought it was just okay. Conto 007, loved Hitcher, of course. Great video and Atmos track. Great to see an animated C. Thomas Howell in the extras. Who would have thought he started with Rodka in a Poseidon remake later? And I think it was a TV movie. Liminal, Joker 2 was amazing. Okay, nice. Sentai Ranger, Donnie, Power Ranger. I understand that John Campea stands with those who hated the Joker sequel. And that for me was already telling, we may have something here with Joker 2. Could be quite good. Margot, how on earth did Joker 2 cost so much to make? Yeah, I think Joaquin, Lady Gaga, and Todd Phillips combined were already 50 mil of the 200. Liminal, Joker 2 is truly cinema. You can't even compare Joker to the MCU. Two different things completely. And Eucalyptus wants to know, so Rob liked Joker 2 more than Deadpool and Wolverine, but like Liminal said, I think those movies you can't compare. They're mostly completely on the opposite spectrum.
Yeah,
considering
I wouldn't compare and contrast those movies just because they're
No.
based on comic books or something. No, they're totally different from one another.
Totally. And for me, Joker 2 is just how far you can go in the other direction, even if it wasn't the Joker that people wanted, So just see. Marco, Deadpool and Wolverine was boring and played on the Marvel sheep of this word. Ariaman, I'm probably the only one here, but I didn't like the first Joker either. So not that masterpiece that we all thought. Castle Grayskull, wow! The pronunciation from Dieter was excellent. Well, sometimes a blind chicken finds a grain, It can happen. Star Wars Lego Rob, the music should advance or move the story. That I totally agree. The musical numbers in Joker Volia 2 didn't propel the story forward, but for me they were a nice diversion, and that's why I'm not counting Joker 2 as a musical, since those music numbers were outside the main storyline, and that's what I was actually preferring to. I would have been not too thrilled if they would have if he would have started singing in the courtroom and then everybody would perhaps dancing. That was my fear of the movie, but that not came to fruition. So for me, it's actually, I wouldn't count Joker 2 as a musical. It is somewhere in between. Tim Hens, sounds very much like Joker 2 is polarizing everyone. Probably 80% hate and 20% love. So perhaps not at 50-50. Not that 50-50 mark. Star Wars Lego Rob. Is Let's Get Physical Media available on physical media? Not at the moment. The only chance you have is to download the episodes and put them out on Blu-ray yourself. Jay, Dieter drinks Coke in a bottle. Yes. Okay. Nice. And Adventure Square, we showed last week. We both showed the Iraqi set with his movies. The Iraqi movies are indeed not for everyone. And GA, Araki's Mysterious Skin is a great movie, but not for everybody. Heavy going, certainly. And Dicky Holmes says Ninja Scroll is getting a Steelbook Blu-ray release October 22. Right on. I'm there with you too, because Ninja Scroll was one of my go-to animes back in the day when I was more into anime. After Akira came out, I totally had a craving for that kind of stuff because it was new. And last week I showed the Stardust collection with the shiny cards. The man says, not just shiny, but very, very shiny. And Rob already told us about the big show that he plans with Bill, with George, with Elliot. And the man says, not Rennie Harlan, is it? Dietz will be disappointed. Of course, I'm disappointed that Rennie is not there, Tim. But it's obviously why he isn't there. Because then I would ask Rennie, what about that Fort Fairlane extended cut? And he would say, what are you talking about? It's an urban legend that Rob is telling me. I haven't seen a longer version of Fort Fairlane. Unbelievable. Tim Hens, expect this special roundtable that Rob is planning to be at least 4 hours long. Dietz will need to change his schedule. The Alex Sorber, I really get a kick out of Cyril at Midnight interviews. Heath does a great job. His team up with Max and Collins are good times. Mila, I'm holding up a beer to you, Rob and Ida, and you all. Cheers. Nice, Mila. Altmetall, Decibel, the Korean movie that I showed last week, looks like average Korean action cinema. Do I really need this? Mediocre Korean action cinema? Is that something like that, Altmetall? Mila, I'm in the mood for cat. I hope it lives in your neighborhood, that cat, if you're in the mood for it. Jose Alonso Lopez, I'm a big fan of physical media. I love you guys. I hope he means us too, Rob. James Woolard, considering Rob talked about Black Rain, the hair, as Michael Douglas had, And James Woolard said, no such thing as a bad Michael Douglas hairstyle. The Alex Sorber, I watched Perfect Days. I'm still behind watching this movie. I watched Perfect Days yesterday in 4K from Criterion. I thought it was a beautiful transfer, and I found all the toilet cleaning fascinating. Nice. Miroslav Lakichin. Nice Deadpool shirt deeds. Okay, not this week either. Rob, yours is okay too. Any low-budget movie recommendation? I love Coherence and Revenant. I make it easy for myself, Miroslav. The Coffee Table, I would say, is a low-budget recommendation for me. So I'm taking away that from Rob. Rob, have you any low-budget movie recommendation from the top of your head?
Low budget in terms of what?
He doesn't specify, Rob. Any low-budget movie. I love Coherence and Revenant, he says, from David Anders.
Well, yeah, I mean, Coherence, and I love Coherence. Yeah, I would say if you like Coherence, look at Benson and Moorhead's movies.
Yeah.
Look,
go from Kusama Invitation, perhaps, as a low budget.
Karen Kusama's Invitation, but Benson and Moorhead start with Resolution, then watch Spring, The Endless. Those are good.
Yeah, totally. Sinet Dognem. Saarbrücken is close to friends. Close, but not friends. Close, but not friends. Adventure Square. Can't wait for True Noir. And Dickie Holmes as a Jackie fanatic. The Project A collection. Where do I have it? Project A collection. Luckily, I can show it today. Project A collection is my most anticipated Blu-ray release. Let's go, Jackie. And Jose Alonso Lopez, Rob, Zardos is the best. Please talk about Zardos. Well, Jose, you can go to Rob's channel, go under the playlist for Elisa Views, and there you will find a specific review tied to your favorite movie, Zardos. And even Rob has Zardos pillows that he should show at some point.
Terrier got them for us.
Yeah, exactly. So he was going on talk about Zardos in the complete whole live chat. Tim Hens, what are the issues with not upgrading the whole bloody affair onto Blu-ray and 4K? I have no idea, Tim, if it's right, if it's Quentin says no. I have no idea where the problem lies to release it. Tim Hens, Rob showed this last week. A title named Babylon Berlin, and Dietz has never watched it. Yeah, that's actually a downer because I have heard only good things about Babylon Berlin. Tim Hens, question. Can they carry off a Scottish accent? And what he means, I showed it last week. Wait, I need to put it up again. Where it is? I watched the Killers game, as I told you. And Scott Adkins and Drew McIntyre played two Scotsmen, and they were English subtitled, considering their language. And Tim, Drew McIntyre, the wrestler, is from Scotland. So his accent, I would say, is spot on. Considering Scotty, 50-50, but I'm not from Scotland, so I can't tell you if Scott hit the right accent. But Drew McIntyre, the wrestler, is actually from Scotland. And he wanted to know if the other movie that I watched, where it is, Kitty the Killer, is a cat in the bag. Considering I didn't know about the movie, yeah, I would say it was cat in the bag. Pete and Card, yeah, the Killer's Game is the same story as The Odd Job, which was a film starring Graham Chapman and Daniel Jason. But there was another version with Ronnie Barker in it. Okay, nice to know. Tim Hens, Rob should also produce a graphic novel to put pictures to the True Noir audio. We all hope that perhaps after the audio drama is done, perhaps more will come of it. Be in it any shape or form more than just being an audio drama. Secular Monk, don't know why Riddick isn't being released by Arrow. Right? Shout was earlier. I have no idea. I don't have no idea, Secular Monk, why Shout got that before them. Care About You. What? that has a sequel. I didn't put it up. Yes, Winnie Pooh and the Blood Honey has a sequel, which is actually pretty decent. But I haven't seen the first one, considering the reviews that the first one got. And it will probably get more sequels. Adventure Square, Creep, the movie Rob showed in the news section coming out from Second Sight, is low budget, effective, and disturbing. Nice. Mas Hussein, From is excellent, scary as hell. I still haven't watched. I think I have started the first season, but I'm way behind considering the season From. And considering Manifest, Rob, BCH said, it was your favorite, Rob. Admit it. Considering Manifest. Tim Hens, did someone just mention Free Enterprise? Every goddamn week, Tim. I will find something in the live chat. And with Free Enterprise coming out, what about Free Enterprise? Every goddamn week in the live chat. Free Enterprise. Tom Jr. Jackson, I don't have to see Joker 2 because 3 weeks ago, Variety spoiled the ending. So I'm good without seeing it. Adventure Squares. By the way, I'm back in the Bosch series on Amazon. And man, that is one well-written series. Another show that I've never gotten around to and only heard good things about it. Speaking of the votes, Shimalaska, do not vote with your heart and conscience. Use your brain and vote for the candidate that will make the US better than it is now. And Walter Whitewalker has the candidate for us. Vote for RMB in your selection. Len McIsaac, good luck with your newspaper stuffed disc leader. Well, I got lucky with the replacement. It was the right one. Adventure Square, Plague 7 is surprisingly mature for a 70s show. Sci-fi show. Nice.
Yep.
And Kevin Wellburn, B7 is the best. Lord Thoth, Plague 7's one of the best sci-fi shows of all time. Okay, I finally gave people, I pre-ordered it. But you all will be held responsible for it. You know? I pre-ordered it. God damn. A big, and Mas Hussein says, a big influence on Babylon 5 created by J. Michael Straczynski. And that was the live chat read. From
a fine live chat week. It is. A fine live chat it is. That was fine. I liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So, yeah, I mean...
One last thing to do.
I can't believe how quick these shows go by. It's already almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, just a little trivia card, Rob, and we are down in our 2-hour slot. So let me just see what is on the card.
Okay.
Wait, I need lights. My eyesight is not 20/20 anymore. God damn. So, Rob, first question. To what rank was Captain Christopher Pike promoted upon leaving the Enterprise? To what rank was Captain Christopher Pike promoted upon leaving the Enterprise? To what rank?
Multiple choice.
A. Admiral. B. Fleet Captain.
Fleet Captain.
C. Commodore. Yeah, correct.
Oh, I that's what I was going to say, but I never know. Okay. These cards, they're always there. I was like,
experts put them together. What are you talking about? Who was Captain Christopher Pike's second in command on board the Enterprise?
Number one. His number
correct.
one. Number one. Major Barrett played.
Correct. Where was Captain Christopher Pike raised? Where was Captain? They want a more specific location on a planet, Rob. Where was
it's on Earth, but I'm just trying to think.
That is correct, Rob, but where?
No, I multiple choice. It's
you have Mojave, Las Vegas,
Mojave.
Yeah, Mojave, correct.
Okay. I didn't know what they were going to call it. Because, the Mojave's a desert. So
but it says here, Rob. When was Captain Christopher Pike terribly disfigured by radiation? When Was Christopher
When?
Christopher Pike terribly disfigured by radiation?
When? Well,
It describes something. It describes something here as the answer.
when he was
Captain?
when he was
Pike terribly-
teaching, he was rescuing students. I mean, give me multiple
Yeah,
choice.
correct. I let that is totally fine. I let that
Okay, 'cause
totally count. It says while saving cadets on board a training ship.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
So you're right.
Well, I was like,
Yeah.
see that, but
You're right,
when? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think you have to answer with just one or two words, but it's a complete sentence. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Last one, Rob. Christopher Pike had a pet named Tango at home on Earth. What kind of animal was Pike's
A horse.
pet? Correct.
A horse.
Correct. No buzzer for you today. As always. Okay, Rob. Little trivia. Okay, we have a last super chat coming in.
I'm sure we do. Let's see. I just had to block somebody on Twitter for being a dick.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry, I take no pleasure in doing that, by the way. Jason Webster said he ordered the Godzilla -1 collector's edition box set Blu-ray. Love the film. I have the poster, t-shirt, statues, and a copy of the score. Well, Jason, wait till you get your box set. I hope you got the big one.
Yeah.
That box set's great. Definitely one of the best of the year.
Could, yeah, would think so too. But I can't put the Japanese one because it doesn't have English subtitles. So that's just missing from that set, you know.
Well,
so I have to buy it again.
You have to buy it again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Or just a different variation of Godzilla, just to have it with English subtitles.
I apologize. Yeah. Thomas Logan says we need to have a live reaction of you seeing the pics in your Xbox. Pics of you traveling to 1985, living out the rest of your life as a WWF
Booker.
I don't think that looks like me.
A smidgen.
A little bit. I mean, I can see that.
But he was all over the place with those pictures. He did send me in WhatsApp. Have you seen Mr. McMahon? Yeah, I've seen this show. Have you seen what was in it? What are you talking about? The first episode.
Here, I'll call it up and I'll see. Let's I'll look at
what people are thinking. Is it Bobby before it's Schmodown wrestling days?
Well, you know, I can see why somebody would think that though. Okay, I'll throw these. Okay, Thomas.
But he never came.
I mean,
I never know who that guy was. I don't think they mentioned him in the documentary itself.
It's pretty. I'm just gonna start saying that was me. I mean, it's
your
pretty.
It's
pretty funny. They say everybody, you know, you've all got doppelgangers, so. Maybe these people.
You went from a booker becoming your own character on the Schmodown, you know, just like Vince McMahon, you know, he became a character himself.
Okay, I've got to call these up. My computer's a little slow because I have so much stuff that I'm doing on my computer. So,
okay,
but I will call them up.
We can we show them next week or watch. People just watch the doc on Netflix, and perhaps you can see where you think Bobby is in it.
I love Thomas calls me Bobby. Elizabeth calls me Bobby. I'm trying to call these pictures up, but I have all this stuff open, so
yeah.
Okay. It's not. Let me see if I can do this time. Maybe.
At least one.
No. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas, I'll let you
Bobby
decide.
In the WWF.
There's this one.
Booker.
I can see the resemblance. And then there's me on the right signing autographs. This one looks that's pretty close. I'd say that's pretty close. And then there's this one where again I'm on the right, which that's pretty close.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to admit it, Rob.
But this one, if I saw this, I could use this picture and say, yeah, I'm signing autographs to the WWE or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Thomas, I'll grant you. I will grant you this. Certainly does. I can see the resemblance. I resemble this remark. So there you go.
Yeah. Nice. And from that, I would say, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. I want to thank all of our moderators. Is Lord Toth here? Is Tom Jr. Jackson here? Is Justin Toner here? Thank you guys. I want to thank everybody for generously supporting this channel via super chats and tips. Very much appreciate that. And we will be back normal time next week on Sunday.
Yeah, normal. Yeah.
That will be good.
Thank you for doing it Saturday, Rob. So
yeah, no worries. I mean,
tomorrow.
No, it's all good. We had our audience was here. They follow us everywhere, which is great. Yeah. Nice to know. And so
dedicated people.
Thank you all. And again, I've been getting a lot of people who might want to be, or who do want to be on the 1000th show of Robservations, which is coming up. I will be doing another Robservations. I'm sorry, I've been slack. I've just been spending all of my time editing True Noir. Yeah, we obviously.
So how will the episodes be released, Rob? Help me out again.
I think we're going to release the first 2, and then release them every week on Friday at 1:00 Pacific time. So what I want to do is promote these as like a drive time on Friday. If you need something to listen to driving home from work, commuting from work, that it would be on the East Coast. They'd be available at 4:00 in the afternoon, so you can listen to them. And we'd do that for 8 weeks. So we'd release the first 2 at the end of October, and then leading up to Christmas, you would get them all.
So a little bit of an Amazon strategy.
And if you pre-bought the show, if you are a Kickstarter supporter, you will get obviously early access to the episodes. So we'll send them out that way. Because we are going to release it all at once, but I'm like, you release it all at once and then you can't promote it. You can't do...
Yeah.
And I hope it builds an audience and I can, promote it. People seem to be really taken with it, so that's nice. That's always good. Nice. It was Max.
And you were thrilled with the whole cast, I believe, that you got.
Oh yeah, and Michael Rosenbaum, what a great choice he was. What a great guy to work with, and this was a big I would say trouble losing your main character actually. Well, it's funny. I mean, Todd. Yeah, I mean, but the thing about that was I'll tell you what happened really with the project. The way I see it is that when I first started it, it was going to be this fun thing to do, and then when I first started to read Max Allan Collins' scripts, I'm like, okay, this material is so good that we needed to sort of up our game. And I needed to cast this. It was one thing I was like, oh, I'm going to get all my friends to do this fun thing. But when I saw the level of writing, I had to step up my game. And I had to go. So I hired a supervising producer in Christine Sheeks. And we went back to the drawing board. And, Todd got busy. And we were going to do this. Remember, Todd recorded his proof of concept last year. And we were going to do it much faster than we planned to. It took a lot longer, and so it was just he had a lot of things he had on his plate and scheduling issues and all that stuff. And I love the proof of concept we did with him, but he dropped out, and I totally understand that because it took us a lot longer to do, and then it turned into a much bigger structured project. So. Then we started basically from scratch, but we learned so much during the proof of concept on how to do it. Like I came up with a production methodology. So that was it was great to do it. It was great to hear about, but this is a very different animal than the proof of concept. And it was a huge job. And Michael Rosenbaum, it was more of I didn't know Michael. So it was much more of we got off the foot. Like I had come to be friends with Todd because of Star Trek Picard season 3. I love Todd. He's great. but it wasn't. We didn't have like a professional. It was like, hey, what's up, dude? You want to do this thing? whereas it's different when you can start from scratch and have a professional relationship where you're hiring people and you're working together, and it's not, you don't have mutual friends and all that. It was great, but I'd work with Todd in a second. I love Todd. I can't, and that he's been cast in Terry's Vision show, so that's which is great. So he's got another great big role, which is he probably wouldn't have had time to do True Noir because we had to push it back so much that it wouldn't have worked out. So I'm glad everything worked out great for everybody, which is always good.
Nice. And we have a last super chat.
Let's see. Boy, I don't know why we do this show during the day. Everything gets all wacky. No Money G says, Rob, after watching the old video of Axnar you narrated on using tractor beams to throw a slice in a cell, did Picard Season 3 steal that from you? It seems fishy to me.
You mean?
Well, I mean, I'm reluctant to say things like that. But, people see stuff all over the place. And to be fair, in Picard Season 3, they threw a ship at another ship. It was a smaller ship. We threw a nacelle, but it was out there. Axnar was out there. What we did, what I was doing, my making of videos were out there. So, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of people that did that. We were doing a lot of interesting stuff with Axnar. What's really interesting is Star Trek Discovery decided to do a Klingon war in episodes or this first season. I wonder where they got that idea from. You never know. Hey, I'm really proud of the work I made. So I edited Prelude to Axnar, and I like Prelude to Axnar, and I'm happy with my Vulcan scene. That was going to be that was a proof of concept for how we were going to do environments. And then, I made 3 documentary videos showing people what I was doing when I was directing the feature film. That never happened. But that's okay. Things stop and things don't happen. But True Noir will continue on, and I promise you'll get it. And I'm really enjoying it. The second episode is a lot of fun. The second episode has a Vincent Pastore from The Sopranos. It has a David Strathairn as Nitty. It has Katie Sackhoff as Janie, his fiance. It has Jesse Spencer, the doctor from House and also Chicago Fire, and Bill Smitrovich, who
from Joker 2, Rob.
From Joker 2, from Folly, yes. So it's. I mean, look at this cast I'm working with. I'm like, and that's only episode 2. So
I was happy, Rob, after Folie à Deux when I told Patrick, hey, the judge guy is in Rob's audio drama.
Yeah. Indeed. Nice. All right, man.
So we will see you next week.
Next week, everybody. And thank you all for being here. It's always a blast to do the show. And maybe, I don't know what's coming out next week. I think the Columbia box set, is that next week? Columbia box set 5? I never know. Who knows? And then stuff shows up. Maybe I'll have Sword the Sorcerer next week. I don't know. I never know.
As long as we didn't get beamed, Rob. So fingers crossed.
Get beamed.
So fingers crossed we will get a nice The Wall one from Sony. This is nice. It looks decent, but it's not how we want.
No, we want 4K Atmos, and that's Alan Parker. So, all right, my friend. I will see you later.
Next week.